Is mourning the loss of an American hero. John Glenn has died at the age of 95. He's being remembered as a space pioneer. He was the last of the original Mercury 7 astronauts and the first American to orbit Earth. As such, Glenn has a special connection to Space City. Phil Archer joining us live from the Johnson Space Center. And Phil, you spoke with another space legend about Glenn's legacy.
That's right, and like John Glenn, he is a space pioneer and an American hero. That is 93-year-old Chris Kraft. He was the flight director on all the original Mercury missions. He went on to become the director of the Johnson Space Center. In February 1962, he was the man in charge of mission control when John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth. Kraft had worked with Glenn when Glenn was a test pilot before becoming an astronaut. Over the years, that bond between the men grew stronger. Kraft says he last talked with Glenn by phone about 6 weeks ago about his friend's declining health.
He had macular degeneration and he had a slight stroke. But he sounded good. He talked well. Right. He was pointing out that he and I were the only two that were left. And he said, I suppose we won't be here much longer. This man devoted his life to his country. Not very many people do that. He was a Marine.
Besides orbiting the Earth, John Glenn also served as a senator from Ohio for 25 years. And at the age of 77, he became the oldest person to travel in space aboard the Discovery space shuttle. John Glenn today dead at the age of 95. Reporting live from the Johnson Space Center, I'm Phil Archer, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Phil. Former President George H.W. Bush also noted the passing of Senator Glenn. He released a statement which reads in part, "Few risked more for or showed greater dedication to our nation." And Barbara and I join our countrymen in extending our most sincere condolences to his widow, Annie, and the extended Glenn family.
Lots of folks are taking to social media to talk about the passing of this space legend, this icon. NASA tweeted, "We are saddened by the loss of Senator John Glenn, the first American to orbit Earth, a true American hero. Godspeed, John Glenn."
Speaker of the House Paul Ryan also sent a tweet calling John Glenn an American hero. He issued a statement which reads in part, "John Glenn was an American hero. As a military pilot, astronaut, and U.S. Senator, he never lost his passion for exploration and public service. May his memory live on every time we look up at the stars."
Can't pass up the opportunity to say that John Glenn began his service to this nation as a United States Marine. And our coverage of John Glenn, an American hero, extends to our website. We have photos of Glenn through the decades, a tribute from NASA, and videos showing Glenn receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It's all on our homepage at click2houston.com.